Yellow. I'm Tony Two Shoes, and I'm gonna review these shoes for all the yous. Rejoice! A new era in stability is upon us. I give you the Guide 17 from Saucony, a mid-ish cushion stability trainer. Back when I was still in short pants, shoe brands would add something called a post into the medial part of the shoe. Now you might be asking yourself, post? Well, what's it supposed to do? I'll tell you. Basically, someone with low flexible arches would put a lot of wear and tear into this part of the shoe. So, Saucony, for example, added this hunk of plastic, for lack of a better term, to help reinforce this part of the shoe. And it was found in some instances it did help ease some overpronation, basically rolling inward and off of the big toe. However, this did come with restrictions. It added a little bit of weight, wasn't always comfortable slapping down on this thing, and you also didn't have many options. So it was like if you have a low arch, then you need a stability shoe. If you don't have a low arch, cool, congratulations. What shoe would you like? So how does a brand make a shoe that is supportive, comfortable, and can work for more types of people? They make a Guide 17, that's how. So let's break this thing down. Woven mesh upper, soft, breathable, has a little bit of give to it, forms to the foot really well. I did feel like the toe box was a pinch wider than what I usually like. However, with the support system, I was not sloshing around in here. Tongue is nice and plush, generous on the gussetings, kind of wraps around there, adding to that real lock-in of the foot. The whole step-in feel, the shoes, just really plush. Heel felt nice and supported, and that's where the new era of stability starts to come into play when we start to talk about the foam. So it's all about the geometry of it. The post is in the past. Saucony went and removed the post, lifted up the sidewalls, and lowered the heel 2 millimeters down from the previous few versions, truly locking that heel down. I love it. So the foam is PWRRUN. So PWRRRUN is a tad firmer than the other versions of their foam. It's kind of like their base layer foam, not in terms of quality, but all the other ones are basically derived from it. So it has to be a touch firmer, I would say, for this type of shoe so that you're getting the support and you're not kind of squishing down into it. Inside of the shoe, if I can get this thing out, is a PWRRRUN Plus sock liner. So this foam is their kind of softer, squishier foam. So you're actually getting a nice, soft underfoot feeling without sacrificing support. Stack height in the heel, 35 millimeters, 29 at the forefoot, making the drop 6 millimeters. So different than the last multiple versions of the Saucony Guide where it was an 8 millimeter drop. Grip on the bottom, got a good amount of rubber. I don't think you need much more than this. You'll also just be adding weight at that point. And honestly, with Saucony, you know you're gonna get durability, you know you're gonna get quality. So really, I think that they did a fine job with the rubber amounts. I've actually ran in the Guides 13, 14, and 15. 16 and 15 were the same, just a bit of an upper change. So I obviously like these shoes. They obviously work well for me. The support was basically the same in all those versions. However, some were a little more comfortable than others, and it did feel like with each version, they kept changing a little too much for me. So then I saw the 17 and I was like, what? But I'm glad that they kept the name because it definitely guides the foot and lines everything up very nicely. I will say that I was comfortable the entire time on my longest run. No hot spots. Like I said, I'm not moving around in the shoe. It was just easy, smooth ride. Now, as I said, with all these kind of variations, I think that Saucony should keep this general profile here of the shoe, maybe some little changes here and there. Maybe narrow up the toe box a pinch. Maybe even drop some of the stack height to make it feel a little more of an old school like daily trainer. Maybe a little firmer in the foam. Those are just things that I'm thinking. But until Saucony calls me up and says, hey, Tony Two Shoes, we got some new shoes and we don't know what to do, so you choose, I'm inclined to rely on the experts. I'd also say aesthetically, maybe a little bit of a different design on here. I feel like we've seen this on a few other shoes currently. I want the shoe to kind of stand out and pop more. And with all that said, I'm obviously a fan. So I give the Saucony Guide 17 2 shoes up. And that's that. For Fleet Feet, I'm Tony Two Shoes. Shop local, run together. Now, Saucony has a few versions of foam. They have basically something I would call FOMO, you know, like FOMO, FOMO, fear of missing out. FOMO, like, hey, check it out, I'm Saucony, I got FOMO, I got Mo foam, you know, like Mo foam. We can edit this out, right?